They call me King Ho, copy. They call me King Ho, copy. They call me King Ho, copy. They call me King Ho, copy.
And we're back here on SportsTownChicago.com. Chris Labosco, Cody Grant here with you. It's 3-1 in favor of the Cougars right now. And Cody, that second period, as Coach Brad Stouffer said, he saw the team he wanted to see there in flashes, but not for a full period.
Yeah, and that's been their MO lately, because after that quick start they got off to, when we started coming here at the Sears Center, we've seen them come out kind of flat, kind of slow, kind of soft, and they do get better as the game goes on. As we know, they're the best third period team in the league, but you still don't want to do that because teams can jump on you quick, and if you get down early too fast, there's going to be a time where they won't be able to come back.
Now, we talked about it during the interview with Coach Brad Stouffer's about, you know, what is Illiana doing in your own end that's making things so hard. And I actually talked a little bit off air with head coach Brad Stouffer's about it too. He's like, you know what? It's a little different than what we're used to normally seeing. There's that pass up through the middle that's a really skilled pass, because if you miss it, it's probably an icing or it's a turnover to try and get that pass there with a little bit of trapping and stuff that they're trying to do. So it's something different that's being thrown at them. So we're really getting a chance here to see how do the Cougars handle a little bit of adversity, at least. You know, most teams do a 1-2-2 is what you normally see on the forecheck. This team is doing something a little bit different to throw at them. And when you're the top team in the league, that's what's going to happen. Teams are going to try and surprise you with some stuff.
Especially because, obviously, if you're not losing the games, you're undefeated, something's not working. So teams are going to watch those tapes. They're going to throw something different at you. We saw this last week, too, with the forecheck was a lot stronger, and the week before that. So different teams are trying different things. And Illiana on the standings doesn't look like a tough team, but in this league, you cannot take a team lightly.
Every team is tough in this league, and that's something for sure. The other thing that's been noticed here, too, about Illiana is that they are – for the Cougars, against Illiana, is that when the Cougars are in their offensive zone and the defensive zone of Illiana, that's when they really shine through. They're handling the puck well. They're getting opportunities. They do need to shoot the puck more.
It's the defensive zone, though, that it has been a problem, getting it out of the zone at least. They've been trying very hard to send that back out to clear it, but as you mentioned, the forecheck is very aggressive here for the Illiana Blackbirds, and the Cougars are going to have to try to figure something out, make some adjustments, and come back at it. But 3-1 lead right now, so they're in a great position to finish this one out. As I mentioned, best third period hockey team in this league.
Yes, definitely is, as the Illiana Blackbirds have made their way out, just waiting for the Cougars now, too. Probably because I was talking.
You kept Brad a little too long.
I did. You know? We were talking for a little bit.
I tell you what, though, he's a great guy. He's a fun interview.
He is. He knows a lot about hockey.
He does,
too. And he wants to impart his knowledge onto others. That's why he's such a good coach.
He could talk hockey for 24/7, just nonstop. Cougars now coming out on the ice, though.
As Cody's going to throw it back to me.
Back to you, Chris. Chris will take over play-by-play. Thank you so much for letting me do that second period.
Oh, you're going to, when you're here, you're going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So, But Cougars back out. Teams switch sides once again. So now right to left to go the Cougars. Left to right will go the Blackbirds here in this third and final period. Again, 3-1 lead for the Cougars here at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Cougars just going to get their players out now here in just a second. But really quick, Cody, what has to happen here in the third period for the Cougars to maintain the lead?
Well, they got to play 20 minutes of intensity, 20 minutes of hockey, because that's what Brad mentioned. He liked some things, sometimes that they did play in that second period, but there's also stretches where he didn't like. And this team is the superior team, but they got to play like it. Don't play down the level of competition.
There really hasn't been a lot of calls in this game is one thing to point out.
2 penalties for the Cougars. That's good. That's pretty good. 4 minutes. That's it.
Well, hopefully the trend continues, as that faceoff from center ice was one to the Cougars. Olsen, he tried to chip it forward, but it was taken back by the Blackbirds as this one comes over to the near side, ends up in behind the net where Gavin Nickerson tries to send it over along those far boards, ends up going through the middle of the ice, got it to the blue line, but it comes right back to the Cougars, back in their own end. Grabbing it out of the air is Maynard for the Blackbirds, dumps it towards the left wing corner from center ice as two players go in there, one from either side, as Nickerson gets it onto his stick, backhands it free in behind the net. where it's on the stick of Nickerson as he tries to go through the middle of the ice towards Cody Rayback, as that one Stanislawski takes back, tries to feed it up to Nickerson, who is coming from the point, lost the puck as he was just entering the zone. Back onto the stick of number 12 in Moores, who sends it to the left wing corner. Two players battle for the puck there. Back into the right wing corner. Player on either side trying to get control of the puck on the right wing half boards. The puck slides up to, and it's hit out by the Cougars, but I think it might have touched a stick. No, it did not. So it will be an icing with 18:57 left to go here in this third period. 3-1 Cougars with the lead, Cody.
And here we go again, Chris, back in the defensive end of the Cougars. They had some trouble getting out there again as it went on to be an icing. So we'll see the Blackbirds offensive opportunity here early in this third period.
So the right wing circle face-off oncoming here. One to the right wing corner by Doremus as he sends it off the far half boards back out into the neutral zone. Stanislawski racing up to the puck, crosses the blue line and gets to it, but he gets checked off the puck in that right wing half boards. As the puck taken back by the Blackbirds along the left wing, dumped in by number 13 for the Illiana Blackbirds and Sands, as that one goes in behind the net, where it comes back in behind, where it gets onto Doremus' stick. Doremus coming out from the right side. He gets tripped up a little bit, but the puck gets over to number 14 in Peters as Peters tried to send it up, hand up into the air. I think we get a penalty here against the Blackbirds. We'll see what the call is. High stick again. Seen a couple of high sticks get called here. This time on the Blackbirds. 18:26 left to go here in this third period, 3-1.
So another power play chance for the Cougars. Still have yet to convert on the power play. 0 for 7 Friday. Now 0 for 1 going for their second power play here. Let's see, this is one of my keys of the game, Chris, because even though they were able to win last week and they're up 3-1 this week, you still want to see this team able to convert opportunities on the power play, which they have not been able to do.
As the face-off from the right wing circle, one up towards the point, comes over to the near side to Palermo as he'll go back up to the point to Doremus. Doremus back to the right wing half boards, fed into the right circle for a shot, save made, rebound opportunity by Palermo, and that one grabbed out of the air by the goalkeeper in number 31 in Mager, and he covers it up for a right wing circle face-off. Good save on the rebound there. A minute 41 left to go in this power play. 18:14 left to go, or 18:08 left to go in this third period.
One more look at this, Chris. They had a great opportunity to score here as it was sent in. Watch the movement, what they're doing for those defenders of the Blackbirds, just moving them around the ice. And there's Palermo on the back end on the rebound. Had a great opportunity, just couldn't get it high enough over the goaltender.
As this faceoff was won and cleared out by the Illiana Blackbirds, goes in behind the net, where the puck is controlled by the Cougars once again. Pass over to the near side. Palermo streaking up along the left wing. Chases the puck in after as it goes in behind the net. Comes down into the right wing corner. Chips back in behind. Palermo tries to get control of it. That puck was a bit on edge as it goes back in behind. Now up to the right point. Cougars with control. Doremus passes into the left circle. Palermo with the shot there. Rebound off the pad. Save. Comes back up to the right point to Doremus. Back to the right wing half boards and sent back down to the right wing corner. As this one fed across for the top of the left circle shot from Palermo that goes up into the glass. Right wing half boards. Dagnall with the puck on his stick as he goes away from pressure. Two players coming towards him. Now three. If he made that pass off, there's going to be somebody open. He just mishandled the puck.
Dagnall trying to do a little bit too much there. I think he held that puck just a little bit too long. Good idea to try to draw some defenders in and get it out.
Willie Doremus enters the zone, has it down in the left wing corner. He gets checked there, and coming to help him out is his teammate and Cody Rayback. Rayback up to the left point to Hunter Schiffman, over towards the top of the right circle where his team still controls. Right wing half boards, pulling it off and coming in towards the slot was Rayback as he got lifted there. No hand in the air as this one will go back down towards the left wing corner. And I saw you pointing at something, Cody.
Yeah, I thought maybe a penalty call on that. I think it was a good no call, but what I saw really quick from our vantage point, I thought maybe it might be a hooking call.
Either way, this one sent over to the near side onto the Cougars' Olsen stick as he makes the pass up along the near side. Rayback now gives it off to Stanislawski. Left circle, Stanislawski shoots, and that one goes somewhere into the goalkeeper who made the save. He has no idea where. And Alexander Meager, as that'll be a left wing circle face off with 16:34 left to go.
Hey, Chris, it seems like some of these shots are just setting at the goal. I think they had to find a better spot to place it. Stanislawski had a great opportunity there, but it was right in the chest of Meager.
As this face-off, one for a quick shot from Cody Rayback, and Meager grabs with the glove.
More like that, though.
Right, and we'll do that face-off all over again.
Saw Cody Rayback sent that to the glove side. Good save there by Meager. Quick reaction. right off the faceoff. Cougars like to do that. They like to get shots right off the faceoff and send it.
And something that Coach Stouffer said, more shots, more shots. As this one comes back over to the far side, the Blackbirds with control. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey now, as up through the middle of the ice, Olsen makes the pass to Stanislavski as he circles back around in his own end as a player coming towards him. Go over to the far side with the pass, and along the right wing, the Cougars start up ice, but turnover on that pass as the Keller takes it over for the Blackbirds. Pass comes in towards the middle, and Hunter Schiffman will take it back for the Cougars as he dumps it in behind the net. Two players go and meet up. Stanislavski trying to free the puck up off the end boards. Keller comes in and helps out and backhands this one over to the near side towards Ethers. That one kept in at the left point by Lomberg as it goes off the end boards, where the Illiana Blackbirds try and get it out of their own end, having a little bit of trouble as it's turned over to the Cougars as it's onto the stick of Kropp. Kropp down to the left wing corner, pokes it free to one of his players as this comes back up to the left point for Lomberg as he sends a shot. Nobody could tip it in front in the slot as it goes off the far half boards. Cougars holding this one in the zone before the Blackbirds take it back on the stick of Jordan Keller. So he sends it over to the far side, backhanded forward into the zone by Peters, but ends up, that almost, luckily for the Blackbirds, is they had just finished their switch as that touched the player who was just coming onto the ice as this one ends up in behind the net of the Cougars, as Lomberg will send it back over towards the end boards and in behind. Now to the right wing corner, back to Lomberg, goes cross ice with his pass as it hits off of a stick and comes right to number 20 in Fay. As Fay tried to send it up along those far boards in front of the benches, where it comes back to the Chicago Cougars.
And there's not been able to convert on those passes, the long passes, skill passes that you mentioned, Chris.
As Lankinen sent his pass through the middle, comes right back to Lankinen in his own end. Sends the pass up through the middle, hits off of a player, and Kropp goes down to the left wing corner. No icing as it was tipped by Kropp on the right side of the line as it goes to Fay of the Blackbirds. As he tries to work it up along the far boards, gets a little bit of help from Wilt as they're able to at least clear the zone. Cougars making a change on their back end as this one goes right towards Gillis. Olsen will send the pass over to the far side. Pace seems to have slowed down a little bit here as this is on the stick with Jonathan Dagnall on the right wing. He dumps it down towards the right wing corner, chases it after himself, where he frees the puck up on a hit towards Lomberg, but it bounces off his stick, comes right back to the Blackbirds, who send it up along the far half boards. Back onto the stick for a shot that goes into the left wing corner, and now up for a shot from the left point from Olsen, hits off a player in front, backhanded back in towards the left circle towards Letmansky. Letmansky in behind the net. He gets checked off the puck nicely there as that one hits off the glass and goes out of play. As that was tipped is the call, so it'll be a left wing circle inside of the Illiana Blackbird zone.
Adding to your point, Chris, this pace does seem to have slowed down a little bit here in the third period. It was playing a lot faster in the second period. Of course, the first period got to a very slow pace. But I like the way what the Cougars are doing. They've gotten the power play. They had about 4 shots on goal during that power play, so doing exactly what Brad wants them to do.
13:48 left to go here in this third period. 3-1 Cougars. There's a quick shot from the top of the left circle that's sent wide on the shot from Jesper Lomberg. Goes back to the left wing corner where the Blackbirds take this one back. Chipping it off the boards to himself is Krolak as he gets it there. Sends a pass in towards the middle as that hit off a player. Gillis with a save with the pad that sends it into the left wing half boards. I don't even know how he got over there in time. Left wing corner, the puck comes free right to a Cougars player. This comes back over to the near side. Just a little bit out of the reach to Letmansky, but he gets in the left circle. Feeds a pass in towards the slot, but couldn't get his stick on it. It was Jesper Lomberg as this goes to the right wing half boards. Back in the right wing half boards, Hunter Schiffman will send it down as he had pinched from his defensive spot as from behind his own net along the right wing, skating up with the puck before dropping it off was Bafia as this one goes back towards the left wing corner as the Blackbirds make a few changes now. Right wing corner, pass comes to Letmansky for the Cougars, and that one touched off of him and was almost turned over right onto the stick of Patrick Haw, but that puck was a little bit on edge as this one comes back over to the far side in front of the Cougars bench where a player who's just getting on in same trap tries to play the puck. But the Blackbirds trying to hold on to it in front of their own bench, bounces towards the Cougars bench now and into the Cougars zone where I don't know why he didn't play. It was Palermo. It was a little bit of confusion, but now he gets it behind his own net.
Yeah, I think he thought Schiffman was going to take that one.
Palermo now streaking up along the left wing into the Blackbird zone. Try to go into the slot, put a hit on a player who's trying to hit him. As this comes the left wing half boards for Van Dyke. Shot from the left wing half boards, sticked into the left wing corner by the goalkeeper and Mager as the Cougars still with control. Pass up to the point for a shot that hits off a leg from Palermo and then is grabbed by the goalkeeper Mager as he was able to get that one through the traffic for the right wing circle face-off. 12:05 left to go here in the third period. 3-1 Cougars with the lead.
This is the Cougars period, Chris. You've seen it all season long. This is where they score their most goals, the more shots on goal. And they've had a lot of great opportunities here. They've been controlling possession, keeping it in the Blackbird zone.
They seem to be doing a better job of exiting the zone, too, which is something we talked about with Brad Stofers. This is the Remus that shot from the left point, goes into the right wing corner as the Blackbirds take the puck back. Sending it over to the near side was Maynard as this one gets over to number 72 in Vervelide. As he tried to get it out, can't do so. Two players on either side try to take control of the puck as it's onto the stick of Keller. Keller through the middle of the ice makes a pass to center ice and then backhanded into the zone by Ehlers to the left wing corner where the Cougars take it back. As the Cougars have it towards that right wing corner, it was Palermo, but it's taken away from him as a blind backhander goes right back to the Cougars as they start up ice here on a counter. Doremus along the left wing gets around one player, sends a pass over for the shot and just somehow couldn't get it on net. It was the player on the far side for the Cougars in Stanislavski. I don't know how he didn't get that one on net. He had all of the net to shoot at. As down and out was the goalkeeper and Alexander Mager.
Great opportunity there, just unfortunately couldn't convert.
11:05 left to go here in the third period. This puck bouncing in towards center ice as it's on the stick of Nickerson. Nice breakout pass to Letmansky, who crosses the blue line, sends it towards the net, stick to the right wing corner by the goaltender in Mager as this one sticked out of the air by Dagnall. Dagnall around one, bottom of the right circle, takes it in behind the net. Left wing corner, still on the Cougars stick. Up to Olsen at the left point, sends a shot in, gets a tip in front. Pad save made, Mager. Another save made by Mager as that one goes in behind. And now to the right point, Cougars still with control. Shot from there that goes wide of the net into the left wing half boards, off the left wing corner boards, and back out into the neutral zone where the Blackbirds take it back.
Unfortunately, the other Cougars couldn't score there either, but I like the aggression. I like the intensity of sending that puck at the net.
As Dagnall chips it off the far boards where his bench is, gives it off to Van Dyke. Van Dyke into the right circle, looking for the pass in towards the slot. Diving player made the save, and then that gets to Dagnall, who puts it in for the goal and makes it 4-1 Chicago Cougars as that one bounced right to him. I got to see that one again. It looked like they were going to be able to stop that puck. Ends up in the back.
Yeah, check this out. There's Dagnall getting it up ice to Van Dyke. Van Dyke gets in the neutral ice. Stop it right there. You have three Cougars players around. The diving save there by the defender. Now goal with it. But he gets by him and into it, and then another on the rebound was Van Dyke. So that's what you saw there.
It was actually Van Dyke. I thought it was Dagnall. It was tough to tell because the player was down. I didn't see whose stick touched it. So it was Van Dyke on the goal. 9:39 left to go here in this third period. 4-1 Cougars with the lead. So this one comes over to the far side on a Hunter Schiffman's stick. Back over now to the near side to Lockinen as he goes through cross ice. Tipped off of Peters into the zone to the right wing corner. Illiana taking it back. It's Bafia. He gets checked off by Peters. This puck sent towards the slot from Peters. It gets onto the stick of Palermo, and then he gets taken down as the puck comes back over to the near side. Back into the neutral zone. It's sent to the right wing corner by Sam Trapp and in behind the net where the Blackbirds look to try and exit their end. They've been having a lot of trouble here by the pressure put on by the Cougars.
And Chris, you talked about a slow start to this, but it's really picked up. Business has picked up for the Cougars. They are just playing with so much more aggression, so much more speed, and it's showing here late in the third period.
Stanislavski in the neutral zone, skating along the right wing, crosses the Blackbirds' blue line, into the right circle. He takes it towards the right wing corner, circling around there into the right wing corner boards. He gets rubbed off the puck, gives it right back over to the Blackbirds. As this pass comes into the middle, stolen away by Peters of the Cougars, as that pass never got through to its intended target. Back to the left wing corner, right wing corner, and up along the far half boards. It'll bounce all the way to Palermo of the Cougars as nobody for the Blackbirds could get control. Palermo just trying to keep that puck deep in for his team. A blind pass from the right wing half boards turns it over from the player over on that far side, trying to see the name
96,
on the back.
Grant Kohler.
As I was talking about for the Cougars, but either way, the Blackbirds with an opportunity here is trying to send it off of Gillis. Was the player in behind the net, number 72 in Jack Vervelide, as he had almost an opportunity to throw it off him into the net.
What can I say about Dylan Gillis here these last two periods? The first period, he didn't play very well. He made some crucial mistakes. It only cost him one goal, but he's been standing on his head the last two periods, making some great saves.
And it was actually his own positioning there that almost got him in trouble on that last one. Either way, Cougars with the puck now. as Dagnall will chip this one towards the left wing corner where it's taken back by Keller. Keller spinning it up along the far boards, trying to exit the zone as two players go in there to take it back as it's dumped in behind the net by the Cougars, where it comes back over to number 66 in Maynard. Maynard sending it back in behind as his team looks to break out. Back over to Maynard along the near boards, gets off of his stick up towards the Dina. The Cougars take it back, go diagonal into the zone, where Lomberg is able to at least send it along the right wing half boards. Doremus taken back right circles. He sends a shot, right pad save made. Just getting it was Mager. That almost snuck underneath as Doremus through traffic got a little tip in front, but grabbing it with the gloved hand was Mager for the left wing circle face off with 8:45 left to go here in this third period. 4-1 Cougars.
Another thing the Cougars are doing so well, Chris, is rebounding after a missed shot. They keep their guys in there to keep the offensive zone in there, and you saw Matt Olson getting a shot on goal after Dagnall's shot that went off the right pad save.
Tristan Holtberg in there to take the face off as he's got Van Dyke on one side of him, and on the other, that's number 12 in Sam Trapp. So Holtberg able to win it up to the top of the left circle for a shot, locking in. It never, as it was stolen away on his shot by Ehlers. Ehlers trying to go around Hunter Schiffman. Good defense by Schiffman as he sent it into the right wing corner as two players get tied up in Ehlers and Schiffman. Little physical there, no calls. As this one comes along the near half boards, still controlled by the Illiana Blackbirds up at the right point, is trying to send it down deep was Ruskov as that one goes back in behind the net where the Cougars take it back. But up at the left point, the Blackbirds sending it right back in, causing the Cougars to have to recollect. Van Dyke chipping it out into the neutral zone where sending it right back was Maynard. Gillis will touch it up behind his own net where the Cougars will take it back. Van Dyke gets past his stick before Maynard will throw it into the left wing corner. Trying to grab it out of the air was locking it, couldn't quite do it. But he has it on his stick, starts up to the right of his net, passes it over to the right wing as they exit the zone. Do the Cougars chasing into the right wing corner was Van Dyke. Ends up turning over right into the slot for a shot from Trapp, and the save made by the goalkeeper, and Alexander Mager covers it up for the right wing circle face-off with 7:40 left to go here in this third period. 4-1 Cougars.
Give Mager a lot of credit on that goal as he thought that puck was going to slide right past him. The turnover right in front of him. Trapp gets a nice little backhand lifter, just couldn't get it past.
So right wing circle face-off here for the Cougars inside the Blackbird zone, but the Blackbirds will win the puck as it's Bafia sending it over towards the near side. Doremus holding it in the left point for the Cougars. Gives it to Cody Rayback, left circle, as he's got a player on his back. Gets it to Stanislavski. Good poke check to free that puck up, though, from number 13 for the Blackbirds in Sands, as that would have been a goal. Shot from the point now for the Cougars. The save made off that one, that slap shot from Palermo at the point. Right wing circle face-off with 6:44 left to go. 4-1 Cougars.
And I mentioned here, I'm going to say it one more time, slow pace to start, but they've really turned it up. Another shot, slap shot there by Palermo from the point, and the Cougars continue to keep it in the Blackbird zone. Great possession time here in the third period for them.
Mager, the face-off to Mager's left as there's a shot from the right circle. Comes into the right wing half boards where Doremus will send it back down low towards Nickerson. Nickerson along the end boards it towards the right wing corner. Lost the puck to Haw, as Haw has it now, before it's turned right back over to Palermo, who gives it to Doremus, or to Rayback for a shot, top shelf goal by Nickerson on the pass from Rayback. What a pass, and then what a top shelf goal. 5-1 Cougars now with 6:16 left to go here in the third period.
I'm surprised that got through. Gavin Nickerson's just laying in the weeds there in the slot to receive the pass. We're going to get one more look at this. Wow, what a play by Nickerson, a snipe. Nickerson, you just saw on the corner of the screen. Now you see him right there in the bottom left, number 19, and just quick head on the ground, goes back up, throws that to the net. Top shelf from the forehand. What a goal there by Nickerson, just a sniper.
Well, the goalie was down two in number 31 in Alexander Mager, and that gave him the opportunity to go top shelf with it. So good job keeping your head up by Nickerson to see where the opening was. As the Cougars won the face-off, Olsen will dump this one down to the right wing corner, getting a little bit of help on a tip. As this one goes in behind the net of the Blackbirds where they take it back. It's Haw. Haw trying to go towards the middle of the ice, bounces top of the left circle over to Peters as Peters sends it in off the end boards. Kropp trying to cut in front of a player. So it goes back over to the right wing half boards where the Cougars take the puck back. The possession time here heavily in favor of the Cougars, Cody, and this is the Cougars team that I think Brad Stoufferts wants to see.
He wants to see this 60 minutes of the game, though, not just 20. but nonetheless up 4-1 here, doing a great job here in this third period.
As they still have control, do the Cougars before a turnover causes it to go to the Blackbirds captain and number 20 in Faye. As Faye tries to dump this one into the left wing corner, bounces actually to the left wing half boards now as Peters in there trying to take it for the Cougars. Frees up to Dagnall as Dagnall through the middle of the ice, has it at center ice, able to get the pass off before he lost his edge over to Letmansky. Letmansky, a nice move to get around one, but the check took him out, and we get a whistle here. We're going to have a player go to the box for the Blackbirds for a trip, as I'm losing my voice here with 5:14 left to go in this third period, 5-1 in favor of the Cougars.
That's number 42, Anthony Diadiani, a forward. Cougars now have another man advantage. 0 for 2 tonight on the power play. All 4 goals they have scored were even strength 5-on-5 hockey. This is their third opportunity tonight. And 0 for 7 on Friday. I mentioned one of my keys to the game was score the power play. You know, they haven't needed it tonight to win, but they want to get better at this moving forward.
9 for 0 on it for the Cougars as this one comes over to the near side. They had the control of the faceoff for a moment, but the Cougars forwards able to take the puck and clear it down. So they'll have to start from their own, the Blackbirds forwards clear it down. Cougars will have to start from their own end. Skating off along the right wing are the Cougars. Pass back to the D, and now in towards the middle. It goes right to Lokkonen. He sends it to the right wing half boards to number 23 in Lomberg. Lomberg behind the net of the Blackbirds comes over to the near side where Stanislavski tries to send it deep, but it comes right to the player in Keller who will clear it down, where it'll go right to the goaltender Gillis, who will slow it down and allow his team to try and reset.
1 minute, 18 seconds and counting left on the power play here.
As this comes to the near side to Lokkonen, as Lokkonen will dump it down to the right wing corner, but touching it first was the goalkeeper in behind the net, Mager, but it comes up to the right point now to Doremus. Doremus back to the right wing half boards, back down low. Cougars with control of the puck here. Back up to Doremus as he looks, goes back over the right wing half boards and back down low. Whiffing on that pass, though, was the player there in behind, trying to see the number. It looks to be Letmansky. Either way, this comes back up to the left point on Lomberg's stick. Lomberg feeding it in for Letmansky. Letmansky try to get a pass off. Doremus holds it in at the right point, chips it back down in low, as I have a player making a change on the back end for the Cougars, as there's a hit that almost frees the puck up. Cougars still keeping control of it. Now they turn it over to the Blackbirds and try to send it up through the middle of the ice. Doesn't get down, but there's only 30 seconds left here, 28 now, as it's on to the stick of Doremus. Doremus along the left wing goes around one player, lost it off his stick for a moment before he gets Cody Rapeback, gets it into the right circle for a pass, then feed it over to Stanislavski, who couldn't finish the puck off. Back up to Doremus, who goes up to the right point. Quick pass over to Stanislavski. He's into the slot, passes it right circle. As there's a shot, save was made by Mager. I think it might have hit off his mask as this goes to the left wing corner. As the penalty is expiring now, as this pass goes towards the slot for Rabeck, but it's out of his reach, as now trying to go on a counter are the Blackbirds. Good job sealing off the player there by the Cougars forward. I think that was Lomberg, as skating up through and around one and getting into the slot, backhanded shot, save made, and then the turnaround shot from Gavin Nickerson goes wide. He wanted to get another goal as this one goes into the right wing half boards. Mager said no on that first opportunity he had.
Nickerson took on 3 defenders. The Blackbirds got past all 3 of them with his speed.
Over on that far side, couple players for the Cougars trying to keep control of the puck. Doremus uses his hand, ends up sending it right to a player of the Blackbirds who takes a shot, and Gillis makes the save. He sent it right to Jack Krolak, who loaded up and took a shot that Gillis had actually, it bounced out of his glove into the air for a second, but he grabbed it out of the air. 2:34 left to go here in this third period. 5-1 Cougars.
You can pretty much chalk this game up, but you still want to see this team continue to compete the way they have been here in this third period.
So the face off to the right of Gillis, one up to the left point for a shot that Gillis doesn't have to make a save on as it goes to the right wing corner where the Cougars take it back. Bounces off a stanchion, funny, turned over in towards the slot where it gets to a player for the Blackbirds. His stick gets tied, tries to kick it to his stick with Sands as it goes back in behind the net. Left wing corner, Blackbirds still with control, loading up from the top of the left circle, and making the save there was Gillis again off of some traffic in front, hand up into the air here as we get the whistle and a little bit extracurricular.
Saw the official on your screen there to skate as fast. I've never seen an official skate that fast over to just break them up. Coming off the ice now, number 13.
I was going to say it always depends on the intensity of a game. As going into the box,
Isaiah Sands.
Is Sands.
Yep.
He gets called for that slash. So 2:08 up on the board. That means he'll have 8 seconds of 5-on-5 left here unless the Cougars score before the power play is up.
0 for 10 now, their last 10 opportunities on the power play. You'd like to see them get one more goal just on the power play.
Right wing circle face-off goes into the right wing corner, now in behind the net where the Blackbirds have it and send it down deep where Gillis will stop the puck in behind his own net. Picking it up there is Willie Doremus as Doremus skates over to the far side. Pass back cross ice over to Cody Rayback. Through the middle of the ice, he crosses the Blackbirds' blue line. Takes it into the right circle, sends it up towards the right point. Has two players there for the Blackbirds trying to take that puck, and they send it in towards the middle to number 12 in Moores. Moores able to dump this one down in behind, where Gillis will slow it down there. Minute and 25 left on the power play for the Blackbirds now. As Doremus along the right wing started to skate up, circles back into his own end, makes the pass over to Nickerson, who dumps it down to the left wing corner, where his team makes a couple of changes on the back end. Right wing half boards, this one held in at the right point by the Cougars. We're into the right wing corner, Stanislawski. Stanislawski over to Van Dyke. Van Dyke in the left wing corner, up to Olsen at the left point. Back across to Doremus, right point, and back down to the right wing half boards. Looking for the player coming in, and as it goes to Olsen as he gets the shot in the goal from that left point to make it 6-1. Chicago Cougars, they get a power play goal finally, 1 for 11 now on the weekend. They finally get one through, and I think that's Olsen's goal. Don't know if that touched anyone. We'll take another look at that one and see what we end up seeing. As it was good work moving that puck around the perimeter. You see they try to go into Doremus, but it ends up going to Olsen, and yeah, that's just a goalkeeper that looked out of position for the most part in number 31 in Alexander Meager. That I think is what ended up happening. Either way, 6-1, the Cougars have the lead as this pass comes into the middle to Jonathan Dagnall. Dagnall crossing the Blackbirds' blue line, passes it off to Letmansky, who gets it onto his forehand, takes a shot, bounces up into the air. Nice job grabbing it with the glove and throwing it away by one of the players for the Blackbirds as this gets up to the right point and no stick in his hand, but he grabs it with the glove to stop the play. Was Alexander Meager for the right wing circle face-off with 43 seconds left to go here in this third period. 6-1, Cougars have the lead. As we'll do the face-off here to the left of the goalkeeper in Meager. Left wing circle face-off, one to the right wing corner by the Blackbirds. Over to the near side as Haw tries to work it out. Comes right to Lockinen, who will dump it back down to the right wing corner, where Maynard will pick the puck back up. Maynard trying to go along the right wing half boards, bounces there. As over on that far side, player gets tripped up, allows the Cougars to take the puck, take a shot from the right circle as it goes back in behind the net. See who that was on that shot. Looks to be Lomberg, as this one will get thrown to the left wing corner, where Gillis will touch it up in behind the net. Comes back over to the near side onto the stick of Lockinen. Is Lockinen now starting up along the far side. Tips off a Letmansky stick along the right wing. He tries to go around one player. Puck comes free back in the neutral zone in front of the Cougars bench, and that'll do it for this one. It's a 6-1 win for the Chicago Cougars against the Illiana Blackbirds. In this one, they move to 15-0 now on the season, still undefeated. It's been a really good season for the Cougars up until this point. I mean, staying undefeated for so long, but now the next couple games, they have one of their biggest challenges that they'll have throughout the season, the Dells Ducks, the other team owned by the owner here in John Schwartz, too, of the Chicago Cougars. So that's always an interesting matchup, but they played them over at the Dells home arena. Now they'll play them here at the Sears Center this coming weekend as they get ready to salute the fans, do the Chicago Cougars, as they put on another good show for their home crowd. Looking up on the board, that says 37-13. It says fouls, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be shots. So 37 shots on goal. Not as many as we've seen the Cougars have in some other games. That's still a lot of shots. That's what you want to have. You want to have about, ideally, 40, 50 shots if they're good. That's what you'd love to have. So a good game for the Cougars here. Again, the stars being announced now.
With one goal, number 2, Hunter Schiffman.
First star of the game, Hunter Schiffman, just announced, who Cody Grant talked to earlier.
Second star with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 3, Matt Olsen.
Matt Olsen, who had that late goal. the number 2 star.
First star with 1 goal and 2 assists, number 20, Andrew Van Dyke.
So there you hear it, the stars of the game. Van Dyke gets the number 1 star, and I believe that's who Cody's going to end up talking to here as he is down at ice level with Van Dyke. So we will go to Cody here in just a second. So now to Cody we go.
Thank you so much, Chris. How about that third period, Andrew? I mean, unbelievable. You become the first star of the game, but it's more about the team. And you guys, 3 goals in the third period after a slow start in the first. The second period, a little bit better. What did you do differently? More aggression, or was it just better execution?
It was definitely more aggression. We started moving our feet more, chipping pucks past the defenseman because we had more speed in their team. That's all we had to do.
And talk about just the chemistry of this team. And you guys continue to fight, getting down early 1-0, but finding ways to score, finding ways to get your team again. You had the 2 assists tonight.
Yeah, we were mixing the lines up all in the beginning of the year, and we got players from all over. We got the right players together on the right line. It just gels. It's crazy.
Great job tonight, Andrew. Have fun with your team. Back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you, Cody, as it's been a fun one to watch for these Cougars again. I mean, I know that Brad Stouffer's probably still isn't happy with the way the game went for, especially in the first 2 periods, but I think he's going to be happy about that third period. That's more of the team that he wants to see. Moving forward, though, you've got to keep that for 60 minutes. That's going to be one of the biggest things, especially going into a team in the Dells Ducks who they only have 2 losses on the season. And for those of you who aren't sure who those 2 losses are to, it's to the Chicago Cougars. So you know they're going to have a chip on their shoulders coming into the Cougars home building, wanting to put on a show for their fans and upset the Cougars here and give them their first losses of the season. So it's going to be a very important week for the Cougars leading up to those games. We'll take a timeout and we'll have our final post-game thoughts with Cody Grant here on SportsTownChicago.com.
And I have a question for you. Do you think you have what it takes to work in TV or radio? If you do, then check this out. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is where you get hands-on experience and behind-the-scenes training from the industry's top professionals. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting gave me the tools for a career in radio, and they could do the same for you. For more information, go to beonair.com/career. Classes are just 3 days a week, so enroll now at beonair.com/career.
What's up? It's Jonathan Hood from Chicago's Game Night. You've heard me talk about the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard, but what do the students think?
My name's John Stevens. I am a promotion coordinator at ESPN. Everybody was helpful. Everyone cared. All the teachers at ICB were really there and passionate about their job and sharing their idea and their dream with you so you could achieve your goal.
At ICB in Lombard, you learn the tools that will help you get that first job in the business. Dozens of industry pros teach you how to be on air, produce shows behind the scenes, work digital equipment, and design web pages.
And it works around your time. It's very flexible, and they work with you at every hour and any day they possibly can.
Plus internships, career placement assistance, and a commitment to your success.
I'm living the dream, and I suggest that everyone who has a passion for radio or television or web design, ICB is definitely a place for them to go.
Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to get started. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Just being part of the ESPN team is special, and it's all because of ICB.
6-1 the win for the Chicago Cougars here on SportsTownChicago.com. Chris Labasco, Cody Grant here with the post-game show here at the Sears Center Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Cody, 6-1, but it started off really slow for the Cougars. The first 2 periods, not what Brad Stouffer wants to see. Third period, I think, is, but he needs that for 3 periods, especially with a team that's lost only twice to the Cougars and the Dells Ducks, who are looking for revenge.
Yeah, Dells Ducks coming up this weekend, but looking at this game, looking at these past 2 games with Illiana, this game obviously at home, the one on Friday on the road. Tonight, got down early, got down 1-0, and you mentioned the third period, Chris, it did look very good. The Cougars finally played Cougar brand hockey, but what Brad Stouffer is looking for is for this team to can do that throughout the entire game of play, and they didn't do that tonight. Now, they do come out on the scoreboard 6-1, but when they go against these tougher teams like the Dells Ducks coming up next, they have 2 games here at Sears Center, Hoffman Estates. Well, actually, the one on Halloween has been moved, but technically still a home game. It just won't be at the Sears Center, but that team is going to be tough. They're going to be ready, and they already lost to the Cougars so far this season.
Right, they've lost. Their only loss is a very good team, also owned by the Cougars owner, John Schwartz, is another thing to point out as well.
And that's an interesting kind of dynamic there. Is the owner is really a win-win for him. I mean, well, Cougars win, Dells Ducks wins, I win, pretty much. But
he wins either way.
It should be a fun hockey game, and obviously the 2 best teams in this league, the USBHL Midwestern Hockey League. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be back and forth dynamic, but the Cougars do own 2 victories over them, so they do have the upper hand.
And pretty good wins over them, too.
Definitely.
I mean, it didn't start out that way. The Cougars, as we've sseen the trend be, the third period, they just get stronger, which is so weird to see.
We mentioned that all game long, Chris. It's crazy. Just this team, they didn't. The first period team was not the same team we saw in the third period, by no measure.
I think part of it is, too, they adjust to whatever the other team is doing to them really well.
Yeah, and you mentioned the forecheck was a lot different, something the Cougars have not seen. They were able to adjust, as you just said, and find a way to beat it in that third period. I mean, you all saw it, 3 goals, and really attacked hard.
Yep, it was a good game for the Cougars, though. Next game's against the Dells Ducks. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We'll have special guests from the Chicago Cougars on Chicago Cougars All Access. But that'll do it here for us on SportsTownChicago.com and FastHockey.com. We will see you next time.
Have a good night.